Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another title race special. Obviously, we couldn't do this last week. Everyone knows why, but we are back. We are here to talk about the title race. We're here to talk about the top clubs at the upper echelon of the English Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot for us to unpack. There's a lot for us to discover and talk about together today. You get me? Big up to every single one of you guys. Lewis says, what a fair and accurate panel. And to Lewis, I say, first of all, why is the comment just weird? Yeah, it was like this. To Lewis, I say, where's your Garnacho stream, mate? Look at Fabrizio from 15 minutes ago. Let me read you the tweet, Lewis. Let me read you the tweet. It says, Chelsea are set to approach Man United for Alejandro Garnacho as expected. Chelsea spoke to the players' camp and will now discuss with Man United. Go set up a Garnacho stream, mate. Go set it up. Big up to you, though, Lewis. Anyway, big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. There's 100 people in here who haven't started the stream yet. You are a fraud. If you don't like the video and subscribe to the channel. Don't fly kick me. Go fly kick Win Stanley. It's closer to you. He's right down the block. Joining us on the channel first and foremost, he actually won his Champions League game this week. Yeah, get me blood. Arsenal fan. Beat Zagreb yesterday. And I absolutely love working with this guy. Personality, character, unlike his team against Aston Villa. That's why he's fun to work with. Man like Ashraf is in the building. How are you doing, Ashraf, mate?
Hala. Compliment and a dig at the same time. It's okay. Alhamdulillah, the dig was at my club, so it's fine. We deserve that dig. Well, alhamdulillah, it's good, man. Good week. We slapped up Zagreb and we celebrated, and everyone obviously is quite happy. Havertz, what a striker. Yeah, true. What a strike, bro. I don't think we need a forward, honestly. Like that, you saw the goal and the assist. MashaAllah, bro. But yeah, alhamdulillah, good, man. All good. Big up to the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get Hussam to 50k ASAP.
Big up to you, Ashraf. Big up to you. We actually have it 44.1k, so we're closing in on 45k. So yeah, speaking of 45k, celebrities, guys, celebrities. As we grow this channel, we get to invite more and more celebrities, you get me, who don't pick up the phone now when their team is losing. It's crazy. I call them, you get me, and you have to send a super chat to get his attention because he's big time now. But I always say, pound for pound, best City content creator. Absolutely love working with this guy. Emergency stream settings on his channel. By the time this year ends, he's going to be on 50k subscribers, the way that this season is going for his club. 4 or 5 more losses and he's going to be there. He's going to be there. Imagine they're 2-0 up against Chelsea again and they fucking bottle it. It's going to be, I don't even know what he says. But regardless, I love working with him. 6'4" monster from the streets of Manchester. LB is in the building. Hi, LB.
Big up to you guys, man. Big up to chat as always. It's I still don't know why I'm on this show. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm here. Why can Chelsea fans not be here? But I have to be here.
Because Chelsea are signing Garnacho.
Oh,
that's a valid reason. You have to be honest. They're going on the decline after that signing.
Understand. Yeah, but big up to you guys, man. Always enjoy this show, boys. So yeah, make sure you smash the likes in it. Come on.
Facts. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. And making its debut on the channel, you get me? We're mixing it up this week. Instead of me getting a Chelsea fan on asking about the title race, when he's like, oh, we're not in the title race, we're just doing our thing. I'm going to get someone who actually believes they're in a title race. You get me? Switch it up this week. Going to change things up. We have a Forest fan, ladies and gentlemen, making his debut on the channel on Don Hussam. I actually went on his channel to do a preview before the Liverpool Forest game. His prediction came to fruition in the end because he said 1-1. I said 1-0, so his prediction came to fruition. Joining us on the channel is the man, the myth, the legend, giving Arsenal fans the headaches all over YouTube. Man like Wolfie is in the building. How are you doing, Wolfie, man?
Assalamu alaikum. Good, bro. Good, bro. Big up to the panel. Big up to the chat. And yeah, we are in a title race. Unlike the Chelsea fans, man, we are in a title race until we're not. But thanks for having me, bro. Love the channel and great job you boys are doing, man.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. You're always welcome. Shukran. Thank you for joining us. And listen, before we start, it's always, as I always say, Forest Fan TV, then the description. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to It's LB. It's also in the description. And go subscribe to Ashraf Talks Ball. Not Ashraf Shoots the Ball. He changed it. He changed it. He just switched it around a little bit. So, because he realized he's not going to be shooting on YouTube, innit? So make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. So there's only one place to start. Are you drinking Aaron Brew?
Yeah, man.
Is that
drink.
not unhealthy?
What do you mean unhealthy?
I thought that was supposed to be unhealthy, you know, when you go to the gym and stuff and you lift. Have
Well,
some
no,
shame.
it's calorie free, bro. You mean
Oh.
healthy as in like nutrition, or you mean healthy as in like?
No,
calories?
I mean as in calories.
No. It's got 3 calories, bro.
You got
Okay, you're
Scottish
good.
roots, LB.
No, I just like it, innit?
I
Just
drink
like
him.
it.
I was born in Edinburgh, man, so I'm there.
Fairs,
Yeah.
fairs. Big up the Aaron Brew Nation. Man City, LB. Bro, what? Yesterday you got me, you were up. And you just talk to me before I ask you about transfers.
Okay, so I can't remember when, but last time me and Ashraf was on a show, yeah, I told you, bro. I said, please do me a favor, innit? Next time you watch my club, please put what we've done in the past to one side. Please put the emotion to one side. Please put what these players have done to one side. And please, I said to you, please just watch these players now and forget everything they've done in the past, and then you will understand why we are poor. Did you complete the challenge, Bray?
But you guys were going, to be fair, you guys were going on a very good run. We were on a stream yesterday, and Martin, the City fan, was saying he's confident you guys will finish second in the league. Like, confident.
But you don't know the backstory. LB and Martin are like enemies in the City thing.
Oh, okay, so difference in opinion.
Yeah, because Martin spent the first 4 months saying it's not FIFA. And then City signed 4 fucking players. in January.
No. So basically, yeah. Listen, I think yesterday was an interesting one because we didn't deserve to be 2-0 up in the first place. You know? So it's kind of like easier to take that one yesterday. None of them are ever easier to take, but that's easier to take than some of the other ones because we didn't deserve to be winning 2-0. Anyone who watched that game knows that we shouldn't have been 2-0 up. No chance. Whereas other games that we've been leading, like we didn't deserve really to drop points. We just sort of like a bit bozo and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I deserve what this isn't deserve or meter. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, as soon as Diaz went off at halftime, we knew that we were cooked.
Is he injured again?
Well, I don't know what to say. He has to come off because he didn't feel good. What this means, I don't know. So yeah, unfortunately, as soon as he went off, we knew he was cooked. We go 2-0 up, and you can just see it. You can just see it in the players that they know that it's about to happen, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like when you're watching the team, you can see it in the players. It's actually wild. So yeah, it's a madness. The actual result doesn't mean a great deal because we just need to beat Bruges. And for me, we were never beating PSG yesterday anyway. So it's not changed too much. We just beat Bruges and we go into the playoffs. But it's a madness, man. Our midfield is atrocious.
Yeah, but
It's
LB
so
at 2-0 up. At 2-0 up. Forget deserved or not deserved, man. That's Arsenal like bottle jobbing against Villa.
Bro, tell me about it, man. You know what I mean? I was singing Nottingham Forest
Actually,
last
that's
night.
worse than Arsenal because Arsenal left with
They
a
lost.
point.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. Yeah.
No, it's a madness, man.
Yes.
Like, this isn't the first time. It's happened so many times this where we've dropped points and it's crazy. And yes, it's mad. It's mad. And the midfield is just really bad.
Okay,
Like,
I'm glad you said midfield. I didn't watch the game, but this is the thought I had when I saw the score today morning when I woke up. I'm looking at because one thing I think people have said about City's midfield this whole season is obviously Rodri's a massive miss, 100%. But another thing that I think City and rival fans have said is that there's a clear lack of physicality in the midfield, right? And I look at PSG's midfield and it doesn't. Yes, they're technically talented. They're very talented. But they're not physically imposing either. Joao Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz aren't like physically strong, quick monsters. How the hell did they steamroll you?
okay,
Anyways?
I'll tell you exactly how. So did you watch the game or no? No.
No, I didn't watch.
I'll tell you what they did, right? So basically what they did is they pushed
did.
Nuno Mendes forward and they pushed Hakimi forward. And then they had Joao Neves, who's unbelievable, Fabian Ruiz, who's a great player, and Vitinha in the middle. And they passed the ball really quickly. And they passed it with accuracy and they passed it with pace, and that meant we couldn't get near them. It was almost a footballing lesson, especially in the second half when we went 2-0 up. From then, like, we just got absolutely cooked, and we just couldn't get anywhere near their midfielders. João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, and Vitinha just ran the show. We couldn't get anywhere near them because they move it so quick. And when they're moving it quickly, you've got to press them quickly, and we just can't do that. And Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, none of these guys are at the City level anymore. They used to be, but not anymore. And we need to move them on. But obviously, we can't do that probably until the summer. So this is going to keep on happening until we get some new players in, because they're just too old now. That's just how it is. They're not shit footballers. They're good footballers, but they're just too old, and they just don't have it in them anymore.
But is Gundogan? It's a mistake now. Well, most City fans admit that re-signing.
Well, it depends on which context you're looking at it in. Right, when you look at it like now, yes, obviously it's a mistake. However, remember he was meant to come in and play 15 minutes, 20 minutes because Rodri was meant to be here. The problem is Rodri getting injured has screwed everything up, because now he's got to start games. Now Kovacic has to start games. Kovacic is not good enough to be starting for Manchester City, nor is Gundogan, nor is Bernardo Silva in the midfield. But because Rodri's not there, we're having to play one or two of them every single game.
But you can't say, look, when he got injured, yeah, I'd say most football fans, not just City fans, would have said they've still got enough to go on and win this league.
Yeah.
You're not a one-man
No one
team.
predicted this bad of a fall off, basically.
Yeah, maybe you could say the title race should have been tighter. You would have been in and around there, but to fall off this much with so much being put on Rodri, I think it's a bit too much of an excuse from the City.
I know it seems like it's not. When you watch the players, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're miles off it.
They're you saying you're a one-man team, Rodri FC?
Because of the players that we've got around it as a rotational option, yeah. If you take Rodri out of this team, we're not good enough, because we shouldn't be a one-man team, because I would have bought Kimmich in the summer. You could have got Bruno G. You could have got other players. But because we didn't do that, when you take Rodri out the midfield is awful.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking away from how good he is, yeah? But I'm just saying, like, he's not that person who's just dragged you to the last couple of titles or whatever. The team's been good enough, man, surely.
No. It's just not. It's just not. The midfield is not good enough. It's awful. It's honestly awful. Bernardo Silva, now, yeah, respect for everything he's done. He's arguably a legend of the football club. He is not a good football player for us anymore. Gundogan is 34. He's 35 in October. Kovacic can't run. Like, bro, we got 3 players in our midfield that can't move. They physically can't move. I back myself in a race against all 3 of them. No cap, man. I back myself. I'm not saying I would win every one, but I'd challenge it. I'd give it a go. That's how poor it is, man.
You know what the biggest fall off is for me was Kyle Walker. Like, the amount of times last season that you guys could.
But he didn't play yesterday, so they can't skip him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you could go so attacking, chuck more men forward, knowing that he will catch up with his pace and be that insurance policy. And I think that gets overlooked a lot. I know he's gone. Where is he? AC now? Has he moved? Is it done?
AC Milan, yeah, it's done.
Yeah. I just think I get what you're saying about Rodri, but that insurance policy of Kyle Walker and his pace in the last couple of years, you've missed that as well.
Well, he started to decline at the end of the treble year. If you remember, he didn't play in the Champions League final. He benched him and played Akanji. So he started to decline that year. Last year, he was bad, and we kept him for another season. And this year, he's been really, really bad, which is why it's got to the point where he's had to leave mid-season, because he's just been awful. So basically, listen, we fucked up, man. Our board fucked up. They rested on their laurels. They didn't get rid of players when they should have got rid of players. They've not invested properly. And now we're in a rebuild phase. You can clearly see we're in a rebuild phase. We've signed 3 players. Marmoush announced today, great signing. Fabrizio coming out saying we're not even done yet. I think we're going to get another 2 players in by the end of the window. So that's 5. So we're starting the rebuild now. It should have happened, really. If we're being honest, it should have happened at the end of the treble year. It didn't. It should have happened this summer. It didn't. So we are 2 years too late. But what can you do? You made a mistake. Now you got to rectify it. And that's what they're doing. So That's where we're at, man.
But is that on the board or is that on Pep? Because Pep comes out saying the board
Both.
wanted me to sign players and I said
Both.
no.
It's on both of them, bro. Pep 100% has to take some of the blame here because he said in his press conference recently that the board wanted to do the rebuild this summer, and he said, "Nah, leave it." Now that's his fault. However, at the same time, the sporting director's job is to make sure that the squad is good enough. And so for me, I think the sporting director should step in there and say, like, respect your opinion in that, but my job as a sporting director is to make sure you've got the players, and I'm looking at these players and you ain't got the players. So he should have.
Yeah, but
He
could
should
you
have
say
took matters
that
into
to
his
Pep?
This reminds me of when Klopp,
Yeah, I
like,
feel
had
that's
this,
easier
like,
said than done because you don't do that to Pep.
Well,
yeah,
hang on a
this
minute,
reminds
hang
me
on a
of when
minute,
Klopp
hang on a
had
minute.
like a loyalty and didn't want to switch around the squad. This is very much like that because the sporting director. Look, I get what LB is saying, but if you're the sporting director speaking to Pep Guardiola, he's very powerful.
Yeah.
You can't just like
Yeah,
override
exactly.
his decision.
Yeah, but hang
If
on a
he-
minute, hang on a minute. So some of
Go
the
on.
players, Pep didn't even know who Doku was. So we signed players who Pep doesn't gave the AOK to. This is the sporting director's job. We signed Gundogan. Why could that not have been Kimmich? Why could that have not been Bruno?
LB, honestly, okay, I know you're saying basically get someone. Kimmich is not the guy. Like, I don't know if you've watched, but he's not a midfielder. Bayern Munich fans are criticizing him and saying go back to right back. He's a
That's
poor
fine.
midfielder.
But
I get what you
would have
mean.
been a
How
brilliant
old is he
signing.
now as well? He can't be that.
He's
young.
ju-
He's
29.
30 plus.
He's
30
29.
plus, yeah. But my point is, I don't know. Like, it's just I feel like there are certain managers, very few, and Pep is obviously one of them, where the body of work is so intense and so good. They get so much power in decisions about. Maybe he wouldn't have said get me Doku, but he would have said get me a winger, right? And it's the profile of winger I need, right? He might have not said give me this exact winger, but just give me a profile, and that's when they end up doing it. If someone like Pep comes in the summer and says, I don't want signings, I trust my players, unlike most clubs, I feel like the sporting director will be like, you know what, you've shown that you've earned that credibility. They're going to go with what they've said. It's
that's
all
the
like
wrong way.
I know. I've seen
then.
people use the club reasoning when he wanted, I think, Godze and God knows what, and Michael Edwards vetoed that. That's still different though, because at that time Klopp had not achieved.
Yeah, but that was
at Liverpool-
non-powerful Klopp. The powerful Klopp
Yeah,
is the Klopp that
exactly.
was loyal to his players, and
And that's what I was about to say. He hadn't achieved
Yeah.
all that stuff he achieved later. So they could overrule him by then. If this was Pep from 6 years ago, yes, I guarantee they would have said, shut the hell up, we're buying players. But now it's, I don't know. I just find it very
No.
difficult.
But this is where
But
the
I get your
sporting
point, though.
director has to say, sorry, mate, we're doing this. Because now we've got a 33-year-old Kevin De Bruyne. We've got a 34-year-old Gundogan. We've got a 31-year-old Kovacic. Yeah? Akanji's in his
Bernardo
30s.
Silva.
Ake's in his 30s. Stone's in his 30s. Bernardo's in his 30s.
Yeah.
So now we're in a situation where between now in January and in the summer, we need to get rid of 8 or 9 players and buy 8 or 9 players, which is high pressure. And on top of that, they're letting the fucking new guy do it in the summer, Viana. So he's walking in the summer and he's got to basically make some huge decisions straight away.
Isn't he handling
Moving that
negotiations
many is
already?
tough.
Sorry?
Isn't he handling negotiations already, or what?
I think he's been involved in the 2 young centre backs. I think Marmoush is a Tiki signing. That smells like a Tiki signing. But the 2 young players that we've signed, I think that's Viana.
Hassan, I need to
Moving 8
ask you this
players is a
then.
lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
at United trying to do it. They've been struggling for about 5 years trying to do it.
Yeah.
What are their contracts like? They got a couple of years left.
Well,
still,
the older ones are chilling. Their contracts will be low, won't they?
I think it'll be hard to move them all, man.
Now, Kovacic has got like a year left. Gundogan's got a year left. Kevin De Bruyne's out of contract. Walker's gone. Stones has got a year left. Ake, I think, has got 2 years left. Grealish is probably going to be the hardest one to move on, just because of his wages. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be. Because remember, we're not getting rid of shit players here. We're getting players that are just not quite at our level. So if you sell them to like the Fenerbahces of this world, bro, you get the money. You get.
Bro,
10
I
million
think you're really
Saturday.
underselling it. It won't be like, it'll be actually, you'll be able to sell them to big clubs. I'm telling you, many clubs right now, like top quality clubs, would be willing to take Bernardo Silva as a squad option, would be willing to take John Stones as maybe as a starting centre back as well. So
I agree.
you will be able to sell. It's just that will you be able to replace all those players with decent quality who can bang the first season? Because I've seen for some in all the streams saying City are definitely going to dominate and kill everything next season, which I understand why he's saying it, because you've got history of doing good business in the summer. But if you really get rid of all those players, I don't know if you will gel that quick. I think you need to
It
keep
depends. It depends who they get rid of, though. Because, like, if you do a rebuild, in my opinion, if it's an intense rebuild and you sell 9 and bring 9, then it's going to be difficult for you to win straight away.
Correct.
Yeah, but,
But
we've
if
already
you-
done
Correct.
5 of them in January.
No, but I'm not talking about buying. I'm talking about selling.
Selling.
Like, who actually are you going to get rid of here? Because you need to keep at least a couple of cornerstones to work with. You need to keep a couple of guys at least to work with. You know, like, you can't just get rid of everybody if you would like.
No, we're not
Like,
getting rid of
that's
everyone. We're getting rid of about 8 players.
But that's
Yeah,
a
like who,
lot,
Kelly
LB.
Walker?
That's a lot.
Walker, Stones, Gundogan, Kovacic, Bernardo, Grealish. They gotta go. Them 6 for me have to leave.
Yeah, but they're not on cheap wages either, are they? Like, what's their incentive to go? Even if they got a year left on their contract, if anything, the incentive is to stay and leave on a free where they can then bump up their wages
Okay,
again.
so Gundogan, I think we can make him a coach, or he can go to Turkey. He ain't gonna. We rescued him from Barcelona. He ain't gonna.
Yeah, Gundogan is easy.
right?
Yeah.
Stones has got a year left on his contract. A year, so we can get rid of him for what, 15 mil, 20 mil, and that's straight profit now.
How much
Does
is
he
he
want to
on?
go, LB, is my point. Does he want to go?
Yeah.
He's not going to play. Well, he will play if he's fit, but it's like, this is why we brought in these new centre backs. Kovacic will go. He'll go Turkey or something like that. Grealish is the
Yeah,
hard
I hear you, but you're not selling any cornerstone. So that's why I'm saying the rebuild will work, and that's why I'm saying they will win the league next season. Because they're not selling cornerstones, they're not selling Haaland, they're not selling Foden, they're not selling, like, you know, like Ruben Diaz, like the main guys. They're not really selling them.
Facts.
You know, Akanji, Gvardiol still there, Ake still there, so they still have these players around, in my opinion. That's why.
The players that we're getting rid of now are no longer good enough. The only one who is good
they're
enough is
getting rid of the
Stones,
ones
but we
that
have
are
to get
good.
rid of him because he's never fit.
Yeah.
I'd say the
Everyone
one
else
you
is not
might
good
get
enough.
rid of is Edison, who you could argue is a
Yeah, and I
cornerstone.
don't want him to leave, but if he wants to leave, he's got to go.
Mm.
So we're going to get a new
Yesterday, he
goalkeeper.
conceded a header at his near post. Like,
He looked slow and lazy yesterday.
he looks so slow as well.
Yeah.
And even
There's-
Pep this season has been kind of rotating keepers, which is weird. Like,
I think we'll get a new keeper. I think we'll go for that Costa at Porto or that Chevalier at Lille, I think is that.
Chevalier is really good. Costa's very overrated. Telling you right now.
I saw that
Yeah.
Costa once, and it was against United earlier in the season when he conceded 2 horrific goals. Both of them his fault. He's good.
Telling you
He
right
conceded
now,
3,
Costa's very overrated.
but
Can I chuck a conspiracy in there? Is all this transfer business you're doing now? Any link to the 115? Worried about
people
transfer
saying this, man.
buggers?
I don't believe so. No.
Are you denying the possibility completely, or you just don't believe it?
No, what I'm saying is, if it's a transfer ban, it won't just be a transfer ban. We're not just getting a transfer ban. So if we might get a transfer ban, but they will also get a massive points deduction as well. We're not just getting a transfer ban.
Yeah, I know, but is the movement we're seeing, because you're the most active one in the window now, do you reckon there's any like forward thinking on it about potential transfer bans?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
You
so.
see
either.
fans all cocky about the 115, man. No, we'll be fine. The brown
I
envelopes will cover us up.
think we will be fine. I've said this all the time. I don't think
Yeah. I
they've
don't think
got
they'll
to
be
have
found
some
guilty
mad
either.
evidence, bro. When you realise
Yeah.
how serious the charges are, the only way that they're going to be able to prove them is they've got some mad evidence.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
it's
they have.
not about that, is it? It's about the public vision of it. Because every other fan looking at it thinking 115, if they get away with 115 or what's it gone up to now, 117 or whatever it is, everyone's going to shout corruption.
Well,
Yeah, but how would that matter, Wolfie?
Exactly.
How would that matter?
How does that matter to
yeah.
City? City don't care.
If it's
Yeah, I know
proven, if
you
they're
don't care, but it does taint the look on the Premier League. The Premier League cannot come out looking bad again against this after what you
No,
did
I
with
agree. I agree. If
Yeah.
City win the case, I think the Premier League have got massive questions to answer.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Premier League would look absolutely stupid if
Someone's
that's the
getting
case.
cooked
Third
here.
time.
Either City are getting cooked or the Premier League are getting cooked. But one thing that's not going to happen is both parties are going to walk out of this and go, "Nice one, lads. We sorted that out." No, someone's getting roasted.
because they got pressure.
and
What
it's
happened
most
with
likely the
Leicester?
Premier League.
What happened with the
I
claims
understand
you
why
presented?
Wolfie has that conspiracy, because maybe like City are hearing through the grapevines that they're gonna get like a 20-point deduction and maybe like 4 transfer window bans or something. So they're just going all out and just
Inshallah.
spending what they can now. It's a possibility. I mean, it's not impossible. You know,
Maybe, but
but-
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you guys why that's a very low
That's why if
probability.
you notice they're getting all young players as well. They're not really
Yeah.
getting anyone old.
Chelsea,
No
something
one
like
they're
Chelsea
signing
did
is
it.
old.
Yeah.
No one.
I don't think so. I think the reason why they're the most active is because they're the team that has underperformed expectations more than any other club, right? So it's only natural that they will have the biggest reaction. And the reality is,
This is facts.
I don't see them getting like slapped with anything. I mean, the UEFA charged them for pretty much the same thing, but just only up to 2016 or 2017, and they lost that case. It's very, very difficult to prove that they have forged anything. Actually, I read reports that they're getting inklings that they're actually like the case is going to be won by City. So I don't even know why.
But how do
people
they
think
know
they're gonna
that?
be
How do
charged.
they know that? That's all PR spin,
because
surely.
No, because the case is done already. They're just waiting for the
I know,
ruling.
but
I don't
like,
think anyone. I don't think anyone can know like whether City lost it or won it yet.
The club
That's what
might
I'm
know,
saying.
because
PR
it
spin.
is finished now.
Yeah.
It is finished. So they might know.
They might know, yeah.
So what
I
are
I
you
just
hearing?
don't think
Is it
they'll be
March?
charged, man.
Is it
Because
March?
Because they're
when the
basically
thing comes out?
accusing them of inflating like their two main sponsors, and it's a very, very difficult charge to prove.
It's
Like
fraud.
UEFA
They're
UEFA
accused of
tried and
fraud.
failed to do that. So
They've accused them of fraud, in which at Court of Arbitration for Sport, Sheikh Mansour, said that this did not happen. So if it did happen, he has lied in court, right?
Mm.
So did the Etihad guy, the CEO of Etihad Airways. So he's also lied in court. These guys have all perjured themselves as this is true.
And so is Pep. Remember, Pep says he walks if they're found guilty because he's been reassured.
Yeah, but Pep said he'd walk, and then Pep's also said he'd stay. So like, I don't think it really matters.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about these charges, right? What I care, and I know they're not linked to our ones from last year or Everton's, but the way they sped through getting Forest and Everton done over in 5 minutes, and this one's dragging out.
Yeah, but
I
you know
know they're
why
not the
that's
same.
happening.
I know they're not the same, but what I'm saying is about perception again. This is the thing. The Premier League cannot look like idiots yet again on this one.
I actually hear Wolfie's point. He's talking about public perception
Yes.
specifically.
Well, this
Of
is why
which
I
it
think
is true.
Richard Masters has to walk. If they lose the case,
I should have done ages
they've
ago.
got to
man.
walk. He's got to walk. You can't charge one of your clubs, with 115, 130, whatever it is, charges, allege the owners of fraud, allege Yaya Toure of fraud and Roberto Mancini of fraud, and then lose. I just don't think you can do that and then just keep your job.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why Wolfie's point is true regarding public perception. Like you can't just do all this and then just like you have to at least find them guilty of like 20 charges or something. Like
You
at
got to
least.
find them guilty of something, man.
Yeah,
I mean, no, we're
like
gonna
you,
get-
you,
we're not
you
gonna
have
get
to leave
found
with
guilty of
something.
The non-cooperation shit, we'll know get a fine for that because we've got a fine.
yeah, just for late submission.
No
of
one cares about
documents,
that, innit? It's about the actual legit charges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The average
100%.
football fan's just going to look at it and just want to know guilty or not guilty. No one's going to go into the case details about, but they weren't guilty for this bit. It was this minor infringement.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
But
just wanna
you know, you guys know why I also don't think people will perceive it that way. They were charged with the UEFA thing before that. People were waiting for the verdict. The verdict came. They turned out to be not guilty. They won the treble. And not a single person was like, oh, yeah, but it's tainted because you guys probably cheated. Just were like, nobody gave a shit. When they won, like, they're like, oh, damn, they won. Everyone moved on past it. I think that's going to be the exact same thing with the Premier League thing, in my opinion. If they are proven not guilty or if they're found not guilty, I don't think anyone speaks about it after 2 or 3 years.
If LB, let me ask you this: if Mansour is found to have lied, will you lot be calling for his head to walk?
I don't know, bro. I can't say that right now. I'd have to read the shit. I'd have to like see what's going on in it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
they'll win the case.
I think if you're found guilty, you need to add 2 Premier League titles to
life-changing
us,
questions.
please.
I realized this. Just life-changing questions.
You
You know,
gotta
like,
get under the skin of it.
do you
bro.
want the whole owner to? I don't know.
I'm
Like,
just
that's-
saying, man. You know, there's standards that need to be kept. I'm just saying, if my owner did something like that, you'd have to question their integrity.
Inshallah, my owner walks one day. LB, let's just back to the football a little bit. Do the transfers that you sign in January help you this season to achieve something?
Achieve something, yeah, because it'll help us get top 4. And we could have a run at the FA Cup. And if we get a midfielder in, we have a good crack at the Champions League. So, yeah. Like, it improves the squad, doesn't it? 100%.
So the Premier League essentially is the only thing you're ruling out completely. Why?
Oh, why do you do this every week?
No, but I'm
bro?
just asking. So you say we sign a midfielder, we can have a crack at the Champions League, we're gonna have a crack at the FA Cup, but Premier League, no. So what's the difference then?
Okay, so there's a thing called a league table, right? And basically, you accumulate points, and you accumulate the points based off how many like wins you get and draws you get. And obviously, if you lose, you don't get any points. Now, I'm not too sure if you're aware of this, but City went through a run where basically we was getting 0 points for quite a while. This has led to us being 12 points behind the leaders, and the leaders also have a game in hand, which you will say you won't win, you'll draw. So let's just say it's 13 points. So we have to overturn a 13-point deficit, in the next 16 games, 17 games, and Liverpool are cooking on gas.
You're capable, to be fair.
My club has also only won 4 games against the top 6 side in the last 18 months.
I want you to lose against Chelsea and then beat Arsenal.
And half of those are against United, I think.
That
the
is
other half
facts.
against Forest.
That is facts.
Yeah.
Yo, this is fair
Let's
enough.
get me in the top 4. Give the FA Cup a good go. Give the Champions League a good go, and then basically let's just.
Is this because it's Liverpool?
Sam-
If you were 12 points behind, say you were second right now, 12 points behind Arsenal, would you be calling it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Even though you did 8 points against them the other season.
Yeah,
5.
because we're not as good. You got to remember, we're not as good. We're not as good as them.
Guys, you realize they play Chelsea away next and then Arsenal away next. If they
But if you
No,
look
they
at the
play
Chelsea at
Chelsea
home.
at home. They
Chelsea
play
home.
Chelsea at home, mate.
Chelsea at the Etihad.
Yes, at the Etihad.
Yeah. You could win that game.
then Arsenal, then Spurs,
Newcastle.
I
Liverpool,
actually
Forest.
think that they will lose to Chelsea but beat Arsenal. And I tell you why. The reason why I think that is when they play at home at the Etihad, there is like expectation of them doing something. So that will go against them. But when they go away from home to Arsenal, there is literally no expectations whatsoever. There is quite literally no expectations.
Even though I think our team is in the dumps right now and I'm not happy with how we're performing, I don't see any way they beat us. One is because they've struggled against us, in terms of attacking wise in the last, 4 or 5 games. Obviously, it depends if Saliba's back. It seems the reports are it's not as serious and he actually might make it. But
what's going to
I
be
think they'll
interesting in
struggle
that game,
against
bro,
us.
is you're going to actually have to try and win the football match,
Yeah, that's true.
which you've not really done against us for a while.
We did it last season at the Emirates.
You didn't try and win that match. Come on, man.
We did.
That-
Come on. We
no,
did
no,
go
no, no,
forward.
no.
We had chances.
No,
We
no, no,
tried
no,
at
no.
your ground at the
But you
Etihad.
didn't
We had the
try
most
it.
dangerous chances of the game.
You didn't. No. There's a difference between having chances and trying to actively win the football match. You didn't try and win the football match in either game last year. That's what I'm saying. But this
LB,
year,
I
you're going to have to
disagree.
try and win the game.
I
Otherwise,
disagree.
it's short for you. We could end your title hopes.
If you realize if we play the exact same way we played against you last season, and if we play against you this season the same way, we easily win the game. Because the reality is, you're not as good defensively as you were last season. So in those 3-4 moments we have in a game, we probably end up scoring.
Yeah, but Ashraf, you're not as good attacking this season.
True.
That's true, but when we played them at the Emirates last season, we didn't have Saka. We were actually going through a bad run. Nketiah started for us. Jesus was on the right. So we weren't actually good in attacking at that phase either.
Okay.
At that
I
time
don't
when
want to
we
go to
beat them.
Arsenal now because we get the Arsenal topic next. So you guys agree with
We can
with
skip
what
it
LB?
altogether.
You guys say what agree with the LB said on City? This is it. Like they're just gonna win an FA Cup possibly and something like this, and that's it.
I've not ruled them
I
out.
don't think they win
really.
the FA Cup either.
I'm not ruling
I'm not
out.
ruling them out either. Wolfie knows.
Yeah, no, well, like, man, when you look at the run
Wolfie
they've
knows.
got, these next 6 games, I know LB is gonna poo-poo it, but if they go on a run, I know you don't like that word at the moment, LB. If you do that run where you got Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, Chelsea, Spurs, whoever else it was, Newcastle, at the very least, you're gonna shake the shit up out of the top 4
Yeah.
because you've got them all there.
Imagine you win
Guys.
6 from 6. Then what?
Guys, come on. Let's be logical, guys. They have Kevin De Bruyne who can barely move, Foden who's out of form, Bernardo Silva who cannot dribble past anyone, Haaland who needs service and is struggling. They're bottling 2-goal leads against freaking Brentford and PSG. Come on, guys. Let's be serious. Even if they go on a run, these players are not going to suddenly like get steroids and start playing. Like they're
It's
old.
not
It's
madness, bro.
momentum, Ashraf. It's all
they're
about
old.
momentum. Momentum.
Yeah, it's all about momentum. They
We
could win
can't get
6
any
from 6.
fucking momentum because we're ass.
Momentum will help if you have the players. As LB said, they don't have the players.
You don't have the
It's
players,
crazy
bro.
to say this a year later, but they don't have
Bro,
the players.
I swear, like
Don't go
people
shit
don't.
overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's like yes, they digress, but they don't go completely shit overnight, man. They stuffed us 3-0. They were comfortable against us. I'm just saying, don't.
Can I be
rule
honest
them
with you,
out
Wolfie?
yet.
Please don't take this in a bad way. We were going through a bad run and we stuffed you 3-0 as well, and that means
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
because
Those were our
we-
two
you-
worst games.
Because
Those were our
yeah,
two
because
worst games.
exactly that game, you guys
We're not
gave us so much
confirming what
space for
happened
whatever
twice,
reason.
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys gave us
We
so much
have
space
off
that
days.
game.
We have off days, yeah. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, don't rule them out. Don't rule them out.
Nah, I think they're out of the league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big up, bro.
Okay, let me just do these super chats before we move on to Arsenal. First of all, guys, we're talking about Man City bottling it. You know who's also bottle jobs? You guys in the chat. Because how do we have 750 people in here? We're not even at 200 likes yet. Well, I have some shame.
Come on.
Well, I have some shame. We're not even at 200 likes. You're worse than the Manchester City players yesterday. And if I was in your place, I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have it. You get me? So make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Remember to subscribe to all these guys on the panel as well. We're still going to be talking Arsenal. We're still going to be talking Forest as well. So let's get the likes up early. You get me? And subscribe to the channel right here, right now. And thank you for 44.1k as well. We're closing in on 45k. Inshallah, soon come. Inshallah, soon come. Big up to my guy Senaib, who says, I think City is at the 115 level. I think this was when we were talking earlier on about the charges and stuff and whether it affects it. It's a possibility it does affect it. I think when we get the verdict once and for all, we can conspiracize then. You get me? So, yeah. Big up to you. Big up to Sunra, who says, City relied on their experienced players when they were winning. Now these players are old and new players all moved to other teams for more games. Now City has a drought of young, skilled players. Do you agree with this, Albi?
Yeah, I don't disagree. No, that's fine. No, an issue. Legit.
Who's actually young and skilled currently at Man City? Who? Savinho, you would say?
What's young? Under what? Under how old?
Listen, given the fact that KDB is like above 30 and like your better players, I'd say maybe like, let's say 24 and under.
Okay, so like
under?
Foden is 24, Haaland is 24, Savio, Doku, Bob.
How old's Marmoush? He's 25.
25, 26, yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
McAtee, it's too early. Stop making sense.
Yeah.
It's
So,
too
yeah,
early.
no, I agree. This is what we need to bring the average age of the squad down.
That's
what
why
we-
you're signing a bunch of young players. Kusanov is young.
Yep.
Marmoush is young for a striker.
Vitor
Reis
Reis is
Vitor
young.
Reis is young. The guy from Valladolid is young as well.
Juma Ba, yep.
Yeah, he's like 18. So you're signing a bunch of youngsters as well. So.
You're signing Cambiaso as well, right? I think he's young too.
Well, apparently there's been rumours on that. I think by what it sounds like, I reckon City are about to put a bid in the next couple of days. And he's 24. So, yeah, that's what we need to do, man. Just bring the average. I don't want to go too young, though. I don't start buying a load of like 18, 19-year-olds and that. You know what I mean? Like, I think getting the Marmoushis at 25, the Cambiasos 24, this is for me the sort of sweet spot.
Yeah.
You know, where they've got a little bit of experience, but you've also got growth, you know?
18 is too young, essentially. I hear you. I hear you. Big up to Zorro, who's actually a City fan who's Pep out, as it says in his name. Pep is done. If you don't think Celtic has better players, why Jack stop playing in midfield? Why using Savinho as an inside forward? This is our last Champions League with Pep. Your thoughts, LB, as this is a City fan, literally. You know him as well. He's in your chat.
So just because Celtic are above us doesn't mean they've got better players. And, you know, we're just having an off season, bro. Jack midfield, Jack's done. He had one good game in midfield and then was trash. Savinho.
So like just like completely done. Not even midfielder Jack. Nothing.
He looked good when you played him in the 8 against us.
He did look good when he played in the 8.
And then guess what? We played him in the 8 against fucking Juventus and he was shit. So there we go. Savinho, chill, bro. It's his first season, man. It's relax. Calma.
Okay, just to give numbers here because it's easier. Give me percentage blame board Pep players.
60% board, 30% Pep, 10% players.
Fair, I respect that. Fair enough. So there you have your answer there, Zorro. Ashraf, the only reason City got away with the UEFA charges because it was time barred. Just saying.
That's BS. That's BS. They investigated Etihad and Etisalat sponsorships and they found both of them. Read the CAS reports. It's very clear to see. They couldn't find any evidence that they inflated the sponsorship deals. That's it.
Yes, but there was, I think, some part of it, not all of it, that was time barred. Just
Statute
a
limitations,
proportional.
Yeah, they couldn't go before
Well, the other
2016,
two were not
2017.
time barred,
but
and we got found innocent on both of them. But then the other one was
Yeah.
time barred, which is not our fault, by the way. That's UEFA's fault. And what? We're just assuming that one we would have been found guilty of, and the other two were fine.
No, I'm not assuming. I'm just saying one of them was time barred.
Yeah, but the other two
Proportional.
were fine.
I hear you. Listen, we will see. The only fit Chelsea team midfielder available against City is Caicedo. I already know Sanchez is going to make Foden look like Messi. Look at this defeatist blue scumbag. As per usual, Chelsea fans, oh my God, blue brothers. But if you were taking on Arsenal this Saturday, no excuses, Maresca. No excuses.
This is the battle.
is that
of
true
the-
though? Are Enzo, Lavia, and all out?
Yes.
Yeah. This
Like,
this
is it
game on
official or
Saturday is
maybe?
the battle
Dewsbury
of the-
Hall, it's time to put on a performance like Gallagher put in at the Etihad last season. And like Gallagher played against, Gallagher was a dog against City. It's time to go from Gala dog to Dewsbury dog. You get me? It's time, mate. It's time. Your time to shine, mate. It's your time. Just run around and shit and press them. Listen, that midfield has no pace, no power. You give it some pace and power, they're in trouble, mate. That's it.
Teacher versus apprentice, though, isn't it?
After last night, you're not beating us. Where was the momentum after Ipswich, is what Nafisa's saying.
Are they a Chelsea fan?
No,
No,
Arsenal fan.
Oh, I mean, kind of irrelevant to me, innit? Because we're not in a title race. I'll take a
To
point.
be fair, Nafisa LB didn't say they're gonna beat us. I think it was.
I think we could
no,
get
it
a
was
point.
Hassam that
but-
said it. Sorry, Hassam.
Yeah. I don't.
No,
it's irrelevant, really.
no. Don't include me in this. I said I want City to beat Arsenal if Chelsea beats City. Because if Chelsea beats City, then I can rest assured and say City are dead. Now I know khalas, they can't come back.
Habibi, I will replay the tapes if you want. You said I think Chelsea will beat them, and I think they will beat Arsenal.
Yeah, but that's because there's no pressure in the Arsenal game. It's not a title race game for City. Like they're just there.
But there's no pressure in the Chelsea game either. What is the pressure?
No, the pressure would be on it.
No, there is pressure on Chelsea game. Top 4 places, mate.
Top
No,
4,
bro. If we get beat off Chelsea, which is what you're saying, you're then saying there's no pressure on the Arsenal game. The pressure's massive on the Arsenal game.
No, there is no pressure because the pressure will be all on Arsenal.
No. We'd be what, 5 points behind Chelsea, 3 points behind Newcastle.
And if we beat them, then damn.
And
They'll
then
be on all the
if
match
they
for
was to then beat us,
Yeah.
we'd be then 6 points behind. And the game after Arsenal, guess who? Newcastle.
Yeah, but LB, you're forgetting Newcastle got
No, I
Southampton, I think, this weekend. So they could go
That's what
ahead
I'm
of
saying
you
to
if you lose.
Hassam.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's
Yeah.
saying that if we lose against Chelsea this weekend, then there'll be no pressure on City against Arsenal, which is BS. There'll be huge
Got
pressure
you,
against
Arsenal.
Arsenal for City.
Big up
Big
Mama
conference
Fluff in the
league.
chat. Big up the Toon Army. You get me? Listen, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Let's get to 200 likes ASAP. We're just 5 likes away. Hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to talk about Arsenal next. You get me? Arsenal this week. Obviously, one game bottled the other, but we are here to talk about title race. So, I want to ask you, Ashraf, start off with you. In regards of title race, where is your confidence level with this team currently?
No, I'm confidence. I've said it before. I don't think we're winning the league. That's for sure. I think Liverpool are going to win it.
Wow.
No, I genuinely.
Where's your
because I
chest?
just feel like okay, calm down. I don't do this. Are you gonna win the league? You man told me. I don't do any of that, bro. Like I don't do that to Panda. But I just feel like they're too far ahead. Like if we won the Villa game, the Everton game, the Fulham game, then yeah, I would definitely, because we would be probably level on points now, and I would have 100% said we are winning the league. Because level on points, even if they have a game in hand, again, assuming that we end up signing someone, the links are apparently we're signing someone, I don't know. But 6 points behind and they have a game in hand, I just don't see us closing that gap. And it's annoying that we haven't signed a right winger and a striker yet, because the reality is we need both. You sign a striker, you don't sign a right winger, we're screwed. You sign a right winger, you don't sign a striker, we're screwed. I don't know, man. They've just left it too late, unfortunately.
The Arsenal
been
fans are
20
calling you
years
out.
now.
Like the Arsenal fans still have belief.
Belief in what? Winning the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same deluded people who said, without naming anyone, but who's like, yeah, Liverpool will 100% drop and we will catch up to them. Liverpool did drop. We didn't catch up to them. The gap is exactly the same because we have bottled it as well in certain games, so we shouldn't have bottled. And I'm not even picking their Newcastle Or forget, actually, no, Newcastle was a bad one. I'm not even talking about the red card games or the Liverpool game, or I'm talking about Everton freaking at home, or Fulham away, who had one attack and scored from it. And I'm talking about like Newcastle at St. James Park, where we played like crap, or Villa, where we bottled a 2-goal lead. The reality is Liverpool will keep dropping points. I think we will also drop points with them.
But what were your expectations, Ashraf, at the start of the season?
I promise you, Wolfie, I actually said it. I've been watching football since 98, maybe, right? But for the first 8 years, I was only watching international football, watching club football, but not really supporting anyone. I started supporting this club in 2006. Wallahi, from that time up until now, this last summer, before the season started, was the first time I actually thought we're definitely winning the league this season. So I was pretty confident, right? Because yes, I know City won last season. I know they did a 4-peat. I had a feeling they would have a drop-off. Not like this. This is mental. I never expected this kind of drop-off. I thought there might be a slight drop-off with them after a 4-peat. And even though we didn't sign a striker, which we should have, and I said Havertz is, without calling him names, was just not good enough, and he was just going through a purple patch, I still thought we will improve over what we did last season. Because last season we did well. I'm not going to lie. Like, people want to say we bottled it last year. I don't think we did. We had a good run. We were just bested by a better team. We signed Calafiore and Moreno, 2 positions. I still think we needed to sign those players because last year we suffered in those 2 positions. Somehow we regressed, or at least at the very minimum we stagnated. And finally, when City drop off like crazy, we let Liverpool fly away.
So as things said, so at the start of the season, you thought maybe Premier League, right?
Yeah.
What do you think you will win this season?
Nothing now. Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, we're definitely not winning the Champions League.
So what's Arteta still doing here? Is my question.
Look, I'll say this. I've always been praising him. I think he's done a fantastic job from where he's taken us. I think he's built the team really well. He's got us to a level that Wenger didn't have us at since 2008, right? Which is challenging for the title until the last 2-3 game weeks. So I think he's done a fantastic job there. But for me, unless you've won a Premier League or a Champions League, I'll back a manager as long as they're progressing us year on year. For example, let's say this year we reach a Champions League semi-final, got knocked out to Real Madrid, finished second in the league with like 92, 93 points, and won nothing. Yes, that's obviously not good enough. We should try to win. We should be winning. But I would have still said, you know what? It's still progression from last season. Let's go again next year and hopefully
How's
win.
that progression? How's that progression?
Because we basically go from 89 to 92 points. We go from the quarterfinals to the Champions League semi-final. I know it's like snail pace. I get it. It's snail pace.
If I'm looking at that as an Arsenal fan who was around for the Invincibles, the title challenges, I'm looking at you thinking, where the fuck are your standards, man?
No, but Wolfie
Gaining 2 points in a Premier League is progression.
Yeah, because you're not gaining 2 points from 79 to 81 or 65.
You're missing the context completely.
89 to
you're
91.
Gaining 2 points in a season where City fell off. In a season where we were told time and time again, it's because of Pep, it's because of Klopp, the reason Arsenal can't win the league. You haven't got Klopp.
I don't know who told you that. That's a ridiculous thing.
Where is Arteta? Why has he not emerged as the front runner? You got Slot in phase 1 doing what he's doing. And you're telling me 2 points extra on last season is progression.
You're talking to the wrong fan because I'm already saying he should be sacked this season, given that we're regressing. Even if we stagnate, I think he should go. Even if we stagnate, which currently we're either stagnating or regressing. I'm just saying, if he was at least progressing us, I could maybe see the upside of, you know what, we're still improving. Somehow some team bested us from 92 points or 91 points. But he's not even doing that. And that's why I'm saying he should go in the summer. I think it's, and Mo said this in the channel yesterday, and I 100% agree with him. I think it's irrelevant to keep talking about Arteta because the sad reality. I know people are happy about the Zubimendi links and, oh, we're getting probably close to world-class player. Sorry, Hassan, sorry, you missed out on him. But the reality is, for me, as much as I should be happy about Zubimendi, but it's also slightly discouraging because it means you're still making signings for him in the summer, which means he's still going to be here next season, regardless of how the season ends. And that, for me, means I'm not going to say that they're not serious about winning, but they don't know what it takes to win. Because if he regresses us this season, which he will, and he stays, I don't see us winning Premier League or Champions League with him next season.
I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I get frustrated. Just listen to it. Like, you are in a position where you can challenge this year. 6 points is not huge. You've still got to play Liverpool. Yeah, I know it's at Anfield, but it could be in your hands. You beat them. You've knocked it down to 3 points. You have to expect Liverpool will drop points elsewhere. I would be so frustrated in this transfer window as an Arsenal fan, looking at it thinking it's clear you need a striker, you need a Saka backup or currently a replacement. Yeah. Where are these players? We're down to 10 days or whatever it is left in the transfer window. Saka was injured before the window starts. The fact that they didn't have someone in on day one of the transfer window opening for me is unacceptable if I was an Arsenal fan looking at it. And it shows me either the board or Arteta don't have the stomach for a title race or don't really care as long as they're getting their new jackets in the shop sold and what have you. I think the
NPC code. Did you guys see that? That's how.
Did you see the NPC code? That's mad.
Please tell me everyone's seen the NPC code, man. Like I legit think at this point they've got to be doing that on purpose. No,
just trolling.
No,
the fans.
they do that every. They do that.
They've got to be doing NPC code. That's next level.
No, but like they release new merch every year around.
Yeah, but why would you release merch? NPC code. Why would you do that, bro? When you're like should be winning the fucking league and you're not. That for me is just like, bruh.
I mean, the two to be okay. If we're being serious, the two are not linked whatsoever. Like I understand we're doing the trolling and banter, but they're not linked. You can go freaking release whatever coats you want. You can release handbags for all I care.
Yo, why would you call it NPC coat, bro? When you're, I don't think that's a matter.
I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. Look,
this is a crazy name. Still, they did release an NPC
merch when you like your fan base.
You need to be able to read the room.
Yeah, you need to read the room, bro. Like, you can release merch, right? I get that, yeah. But to release merch called NPC cult.
Non-playable character. That's mad, honestly. That's bad.
Crazy, bro. I can't lie. That's
calling
crazy.
A RuneScape cow. That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy. RuneScape, man.
RuneScape, big up. The good old days, man.
The good old days, man. We're mining the runes.
Yes, I remember. What's the name? Al Kharid, you got me. What's the name of the other places? Was it Varrock? Varrock?
Oh, I don't remember the actual names. I just remember the wilderness, and that was it, man.
Oh, wilderness, you just get killed all the time. Yeah. What I find funny is Arsenal fans keep saying Liverpool have hard away games. Meanwhile, they're dropping points home and away to teams they should be beating.
Nah, you know what, Jack, though, right?
The funny thing is it's true, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Jack. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, because first of all, Jack, I think Liverpool will win the league. I think you've already won it, right? But if an Arsenal fan wants to be positive, they have to find anything that they can be positive about. So I don't mock Arsenal fans for doing that, because at the end of the day, if they want to be positive and believe that they can win the league, they've got to look at Liverpool and they've got to predict where you're going to drop points. So I don't mock them for that. But I understand where you're coming from, innit?
No, but the thing is, it's not even fake,
Jack,
right? Because
Jack's point here is now how we're gonna land it with Ashraf together. 2-0 up against Aston Villa. What the hell, Ashraf?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not putting that fully on Arteta because, of course, like the players should be doing better. You cannot be. Bro, you can show me all you want. Like, okay, show me a picture of Trent now in the same jersey.
Yeah,
that's
but
closer. That's closer to happening than Saliba.
The difference between me and you is I acknowledge it. I say he's going Madrid. Ask all the community now. They'll tell you.
Habibi, I've done more than you. I've actually taken it a step further and said Saliba's an idiot if he doesn't go to Madrid. Not, by the way, even if we win the league.
Fair enough, we agree then. I take that.
Yeah, that's a dream club. Like, that's the pinnacle of football. Like, if you get the chance to play there, unless you're from the boyhood academy of that club, like, it makes sense. But I'm not putting it fully on Arteta because I think at 2-0, the players should defend better. They should do better. But the reality is I still feel like there are certain things he could have done. This isn't me saying, oh, he's at fault for this. And like, I'm not holding him accountable for that game like the other games. But I don't know. Like, I think he should have just reacted after the first goal we conceded when Tielemans scored. Because the reality is, or you can see that we are not a team full of confidence. We're going through a bad run. We just conceded a goal against Villa and it's 2-1. You should have that know-how to understand that there's a chance they could come back because we have gone through a bad run recently. The confidence is low in players, which is why he's playing samba music and training, right? To get them to channel their inner Joga Bonito. You know the team is on low confidence. At least make some change. bring in Jorginho, maybe bring in Kivior and move Partey to the middle, who you could see like struggled obviously as a right back. I don't know. Like I feel he could have done some change to kind of fix it.
Why was Partey starting there in the first place, bro? Like
I
he's been your
don't
best midfielder. Like Timber can play right back. You're gonna put Kivior into the middle. You could even put
Yeah,
Declan Rice as centre back. Like some of the
Exactly.
decisions Arteta makes just blow your mind.
That's the
And
funny
if you're
thing. And I
so
saw
insistent on playing a midfielder at right back, play Declan Rice because he's more athletic.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I saw Arsenal fans saying, "But what is he supposed to do? Everyone is out injured." Shut the hell up. That's such a stupid argument because your best midfielder this season has been Partey. Rice, I think he's had some good games, but for a lot of the season, he's been not disappointing, but he's been a little below expectations. It makes more sense to take the more underperforming player as a center and play him as a centre back when he can play there and he has played there before, and leave Timber as right back. You're taking your best performing midfielder and moving him to the right. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Why not just play Kivior there? You signed him as a centre back. You trusted him. You thought he's a good signing. Use him now. You have no other choice. It's ridiculous. It's like what Liverpool were trying to do a couple of years ago when they had Van Dijk and all those centre backs out, and they're trying to do band-aid solutions of playing Henderson and Fabinho as freaking centre backs instead of just playing
Rice at right
centre-back.
back, lol. Partey at right back, lol. It's even
I'm
funnier.
not saying. By the way, Jacobs,
No,
I
I'm
didn't say Rice at
responding
right
to
back.
what
Timber.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not-
Okay, let me give you a Liverpool example. Maybe you'll get it, Jacobs, and stop being so sensitive. If we have no fit right back and we needed to play a midfielder at right back, I'd want Szoboszlai to play right back, not Gravenberg. You want to know why? Because Gravenberg is our best midfielder. Keep him in midfield. So if Partey's been performing as your best midfielder this season, you put your most athletic midfielder at right back. Who's our most athletic midfielder? Szoboszlai. Go run at right back, حبيبي, يلا. Go run, defend, cross. يعني, what? Rice? So you telling me Rice can't tackle a winger? He can. Rice isn't athletic enough to run up and down the wing? He can. He's actually a smarter option.
Hussein, forget Rice. Timber can play right back. I don't understand why
Exactly.
it's all this.
Rice has
puzzle
played
being
centre
put
back
together.
before. Rice has played centre back before. He can play centre back
Yeah.
like if it's emergency for a couple of games. And by the way, I actually think he'll do a good job at it. I'm not just saying it as a band-aid solution. I actually think Rice as a centre back temporarily will do a decent job until Saliba and the others are back, and Calafiore and all these other guys. The other logic they had was like, yeah, but you cannot play two left-footed centre backs together. That is stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know whoever came with that crap.
Bro, don't, bro. When people
Sam,
say
who's come
that,
up
it
with this
winds me
logic?
That's
the
just
fuck
utter
up, man.
woke nonsense right there.
It
It's
is utter woke
insane.
nonsense, man.
The best centre back pairing this season, or not necessarily the best centre back pairing, sorry, but the best defense this season in the league, Liverpool, have two right-footed centre backs.
It's a lot of BS.
What is this nonsense? Where are you guys coming up with this crap? Lots of historic centre backs have played together. Ramos and Pepe. Both
In
were
an
right-footed
ideal
centre
world,
back.
bro, you'd like a left-sided centre back who's left-footed and a right-sided centre back who's right-footed.
Yes, but you don't have to have it that way.
That's ideal, though.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
ideal. Like, you don't have to
you
do it that way.
can't-
It's
to say you
mad.
can't do it is absolutely BS, man. It's BS. And
You know,
I think bro's right.
Thinking of this conversation is hilarious because the only left-footed centre back I remember at Liverpool in the whole club era was Ragnar Klavan. No one else, bro.
Carragher
it was
Carragher
all
was
right-footed,
left-footed
bro.
centre back. Oh,
But
no,
I
Carragher was
think-
right-footed. Yeah.
Bro's right as well. You know, he's saying that Arsenal are probably not going to win anything now. I think the best chance is the Champions League. Which
Come on, Andy.
no. I didn't say you're going to win it. I don't think you will win it. But I'm saying your best chance.
You know, the funny thing is, I
best
guarantee if
chances
you
in
ask
Champions
Arsenal fans right now in the chat, where do you rank Arsenal in the top 5, top 10, top 3 for like Champions League chances or favorites? I guarantee you most of them will say top 3, top 4, top 5. Like, they think this is how Champions League works. Like, oh, on paper, I think Arsenal have better players, so naturally we will win we're top 5 or top 3. We're not even top 5 in the Champions League, guys.
On
I
paper,
think we're
doesn't mean
barely
nothing
like
in
6 or
Champions
7.
League.
I know we're 3rd in the league table, but when it comes to the knockout, do you guys think we have a better chance against Real Madrid? Do you guys think we have a better chance against Atletico Madrid? Do you guys think we have a better chance against Inter Milan in the knockout? We are top of all those teams. It won't work that way. We're not even
Inter
in the top
Milan
5, in
is
my
is
opinion.
the version of you, but like the monster.
But more
version.
organized, more experienced,
Yeah,
a more
like the
experienced
monster
manager.
version of Arsenal.
Yeah,
Monster version of Arsenal.
we're not going to
Do
win
we
the
do-
Champions League, man.
But here's the thing. I like what you're saying about Arteta because you're holding him to a standard. But me and you both know they ain't sacking him. Let's
No
like
chance.
Kroenke
Yeah,
is
yeah.
bored. Yeah, he's staying. We have to acknowledge this. He is staying.
Even at the end of the season, he comes away again with nothing.
Wolfie, can I shock you with something? I
Go
think
on.
if Arsenal finish 10th, they keep him.
No, stop. No, not 10th. Let's relax.
Then it's on
They
the
will not do it
fans.
10th.
It's on the fans because
No, it's
the
not. It's on the
fans need-
board. It's on the
Yeah,
board.
but no, but the fans have to put pressure on. The fans have to put pressure on.
Yeah.
That
think
is true. That is true. If the fans don't put pressure on, then the board will think they're happy with it.
Yeah, they'll be like everything's
Yeah.
rosy. We continue.
Yeah, but
We'll-
Exactly.
put yourself in the Kroenke's perspective. He got them back to Champions League football consistently. Essentially, they're willing to give him an off year.
Essentially,
Yes, I think they will be willing to give him an off year. I don't think
I don't think they'll sack him if he finishes. I mean, I know it's never going to happen.
This is
but 10th,
BS,
like,
bro.
yeah.
This is BS about you can give him an off year. Like, what is he? This is the difference between Arteta and
Yeah.
Pep. What has Arteta
I'm saying
done?
from the Kroenke's perspective, not mine.
Okay, so what? I can speak directly to the Kroenke or no?
No, I'm saying the board won't sack
So
him.
I'm challenging what you just said, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm aware you're not the Kroenke, yeah, but I can't speak to the Kroenke right now, innit?
No, of
Yeah,
course
because
you
I'm
can.
on Don Hussam.
They might be watching.
Maybe Don
Big up
Kroenke has
Kroenke
his
if you're
own channel.
watching this. Let me know.
I don't
Big
know
up
if he does.
Josh and Stan.
Big up
But
Josh.
what does Arteta's done nothing to justify having a year
Right.
off? He's got no credit in the bank. Pep's
Yeah.
got credit in the bank. Klopp had credit in the bank. This guy not got credit in the bank. What for getting him top 4? Is that credit?
Especially when you see
Arsenal
what
Football
Slot's
Club.
done. Yeah, when Slot comes
And
in
I'll-
and does that. Yeah.
And I'll add this, yeah. Right now, I have nothing against the Kroenkes. I think they've been very good owners over the last 4 or 5 years. The only time I will say, I'm not going to say Kroenke out. I think that's the most ridiculous thing. First of all, asking your ownership to be out, it doesn't work that way. They freaking own the club. It's not a manager or employee of the club. The one time I will get at the back of the Kroenkes and say, yeah, you have messed up now, is if they don't sack him this summer, assuming we regress, which is going to most likely happen, which
Most
they
likely,
probably
yeah.
will not do. But up until now, people are coming out saying, oh, but they haven't backed him enough. They haven't supported, which is so ridiculous because not only have they given him money to spend over the last 4 or 5 years, but also there are many instances where a lot of the players he wanted and asked for, they tried to get. He wanted Vlahovic. They tried getting Vlahovic. They pushed, they put a bid. Vlahovic said, I don't want to move. I want to go to Juventus. He wanted Mudryk, and the bid Shakhtar asked for more money. They were willing to put up the money. The reports came out. You can go read it. They were willing to match the money Shakhtar wanted. And Edu and Arteta, when they told him, no, actually, he's not worth that kind of money. Now, yes, in hindsight, it turned out to be a good decision. But the point is, they were willing to put up that money.
Bro, I think
He wanted Kai Havertz. They bid 65 million, got him Kai Havertz. He wanted Declan Rice. They put the money
Fabio
for Declan
Vieira,
Rice.
Marino, Calafiore.
Fabio
Bro,
Vieira. He wanted Sesko.
gonna-
They put the money for Sesko. Sesko said, I want to stay. So it's not their fault.
Bro, where he's going to, I think where Arteta's going to fall down, I think this is where he's going to struggle, is I think his talent ID is awful. I think if he had a sporting director ahead of him who made signings and made better signings, it would be quite interesting to see what Arteta could do with a proper team, like proper players. But if you actually look, I went on Transfermarkt like a week or two ago, had a look at Arsenal's signings. There's a lot of misses there, you know. There's and it's a lot of money. He's spent a lot of money and wasted a lot of money. So I think when it comes to his decision making on, listen, there's no doubt to me, he's definitely a good manager, right? He's definitely a good manager, but
He's a good
I think
manager.
his talent ID is questionable. So I think you need a new sporting director who comes in and makes the signings, and it's their job to. And I think it'd be helpful to everybody at Arsenal to know exactly who it is that's making the signings. I think that would be pretty good, and then see what he can do with better players, because he's wasted a shitload of money.
And it's not just that.
Havertz
He
is all right.
hasn't
Arsenal Avenger.
replaced-
All right, what you say? That's a dead comment, then, yeah. So you're telling me Fabio Vieira is not a flop? You're telling me that Zinchenko's not a flop? You're telling me that Gabriel Jesus is not a flop? Yeah, Havertz, Marino shit, Kivior shit.
How
I
many
can
left
go
backs
on
do
and
they
can go
brought
on
in?
and can go
Yeah.
on if you want me to, bro. Because I did order. I've got the receipts, mate. I went on Transfermarkt.
I don't think any of these players are shit. I'm gonna drop the bomb.
No. They're not good enough.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
No, I think they are, but I'll drop the bomba. Let I tell you where I think?
You
No,
think,
no. Let me
you
tell
think
you.
Havertz is good enough?
No, wait.
Havertz is
relax.
not.
Relax.
Yeah,
I'm
Havertz is
getting.
crap,
I'm gonna relax. LB, calm down. I think with Arsenal, Arteta cannot coach an attack. I have completely believed this now. I genuinely think he cannot get an attack to hit a barn door. He just genuinely can't, and it's because of what happened to them when they were scarred 3 years ago when they were playing that sexy football and they ended up losing. I don't think any of these midfielders or center backs or left backs or right backs or keeper is bad, but the forward line. You know, when you watch Liverpool play football, like forward line, The reason why we lose games is because our forward line just doesn't score clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. Like against Brentford, we had 37 shots. Like we had 4.5 XG. We have the highest XG at everyone, like in the whole league. So coaching an attack, I think, is a thing. And Klopp did the opposite of what Arteta did. Klopp, when he first came in, he's like, fuck the defense. We're just going to attack. We're just going to bombardment. And whatever works, works. If it doesn't work, fuck it. We concede goals. We go for it.
I
And
don't
then
know
he
if I
signed
agree
Van
with
Dijk.
that. Like,
One second. I look at the Arsenal attack. On paper, strictly on paper, okay? Trossard is not a bad player. Martinelli was called a star boy by Klopp 2 years ago. He's not even like old or anything. Saka is obviously unbelievable. Sterling as depth is not that bad. Just purely depth. Jesus as depth is not that bad. Havertz got 22 GA in 21 games. So all those 6 forwards are not like shit, crap, horrible players. But I think the forward coaching of like coaching triangles and running in behind and the shit that you see City and Liverpool do often is the thing that's missing from Arteta right now. That's my conspiracy.
But the funny thing is, Hassam, and this is what's more frustrating, is that is something we've seen this season. It wasn't evident the last 2 seasons. You don't break your goal scoring record 2 consecutive seasons if you don't know how to coach an attack and get them to score goals. For whatever reason this season, he's abandoned a lot of his principles. Some people will say Saka injury, but up until the Fulham game, Saka was available, right? Why were we still attacking so slow and being a bit conservative and not having players push on and committing more people forward? That I don't know. Like, I just feel for whatever reason this season, and I said it earlier about it, I had a theory, which kind of seems true. Like, I think last season, his defense was so good. It kind of got into his head that I don't want to concede. I wouldn't want to concede. Even the Champions League, look at us. The Champions League this season, we had the best defense. We have conceded the least XG and I think the least goals as well. It's gotten so much to his head that he's put in so much pressure on defend. This is why, and I know I've said this a million times. Some people are tired.
That's what I'm talking about, coaching the attack.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's changed.
What happened to just triangle?
When's
the last time you watched an Arsenal game and you saw Martinelli give it to Odegaard, Martinelli makes the run triangle, the left back is overlapping, and it's just bombardment? When's the last time you've seen that? When? Like 3 years ago?
City. No, Leicester City this season, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that's how long ago
Nearly
now.
blew that game.
Yeah, I agree.
That was last year, literally last year.
No. I'm saying Leicester City this season when we.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that's such a long time ago.
It was last year. It was last year.
Like it was literally 2024. Like what, September?
And you ended up 2-2 and 2 goals in injury time to win that one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
But they came back to a freakish goals. Like they didn't like. It's all like there was nowhere near that kind of game.
I think the issue is that he saw Havertz last season scoring. That's his pet project, isn't it? And then he got all stubborn and says, I don't need a striker. Havertz is. I'm going to prove my point on him.
But he tried signing one in the summer. He just didn't have a plan B. That's the problem.
Yeah, the problem is with Havertz is that he's scoring enough goals where some people think he's not the problem.
Yeah.
But he is a major part of the problem because whilst he scores volume, when you actually look back at the season, he scored quite a lot of goals. But it's the big moments where he'll let you down. So, for example, the game recently where he missed a header from like 2 yards out. The big one for me, if you remember the Brighton game, you'll remember the game where Rice got sent off. It was 1-1. In the 85th minute, Havertz goes through 1v1, puts the ball wide, puts it wide on a 1v1. And it's those sort of moments that in the season will win you the league or not. If you're 2-0 up and Havertz gets the 3rd goal, it don't really go and do nothing, really. You know what I mean? It's stat padding a little bit. Listen, I'm not completely like ignoring him because ultimately that could, it kills the opposition from coming off. But ultimately, you need them to bag the goals in their big moments, and Havertz is never going to do that.
And LB, let's not forget, he bought him in as an 8. He didn't buy him in as a striker.
Yeah.
Okay, so
one of the worst.
Please pull up this comment. This is just a ridiculous comment from RM. What does this even mean, bro? So he made the chance himself, so it's completely fine that he's missed it.
Vindicated.
Well, what does this, bro? Why are you trying to protect this guy?
And by the way, RM, how often does that happen? He's probably done that once or twice this whole season, where he's created something for himself. He's not even the kind of striker who drops the shoulder and cuts in with power and shoots. Like, let's not do that.
He's not clinical enough. He's like Gabby, right? He's not clinical enough to win you the league title. He's good enough to get you top 4. because it'll get you enough goals to get you top 4. But the difference between getting top 4 and the league is massive. It's the moments that will win you the league. So, Brentford, Liverpool, 0-0. Nunes steps up in the 91st minute, scores. That's them sort of goals that win you the league. It's the big moments. And unfortunately, Arsenal do not have enough moments players, which is why in the summer,
I agree.
this is not reactionary. I said this in the summer. I said Arsenal should have gone all out in the summer to buy X Factor moments players. And what did they do? They went out and got Calafiori, Marino, and Sterling on loan.
Can I tell you why Arsenal are the biggest, dumbest club, like second dumbest club, because we are the dumbest one? Can I tell you why Arsenal is the second dumbest club? Kvaratskhelia was available for £50 million. If they signed Kvaratskhelia, I promise you, Arsenal would have won this league 100 million fucking percent.
They could
X
have gone for
Factor
Tony.
player in the front line, 50
I think
million
they needed
pounds.
more than that. I think they needed more than Kvaratskhelia. I think they needed
But it just depends how highly you rate the player. Me, I rate him upper echelon in Europe.
No,
Like,
he's a great player. I just think they needed more. I think they needed a striker, a left
Yeah.
winger, an attacking midfielder, and a backup right winger.
And a left back.
I hear you. Let me just do these
No, we don't
super chats
need
before we
enough,
move on to Forest. A donation for having Wolfie on the show. A big up Wolfie, man. Wolfie has had a fantastic debut. You get me? He's just on to everyone. But Wolfie gonna get questioned now. You get me? Because Wolfie has been running up his mouth about title challenges. You get me? So I want to ask him if Forest are gonna win the league. That's the important question, you know. And I see Tuchel, you're a Liverpool fan as well. Big up to you, Habib. Big up to you. Never walk alone. Big up my guy Tuchel. Big up to you. Your name is like a former Chelsea manager, but big up anyway. Rival fans must stop this Arteta out narrative. They might just listen and improve. Hashtag Arteta for life. You'll never walk alone. Hey, big up. Listen, if they don't win the league this season, I will become Arteta in as well. Tuchels, I'm with you. But thank you for both super chats. Big up to you, my brother. And finally, of course, the general. You get me? We have male and female generals in this chat. Nafisa, big up to you. She says, everyone like and subscribe. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Let's just target 300 likes. I'm not going to be greedy. You get me? Let's get 300 likes, Habibis. You get me? Let's just get 300 likes. And this is going to be an interesting dynamic because I want to see how Ashraf and LB talk about a non-top 6 club, big 6 club, if you would like. I want to see their opinions. But first, of course, you have to start with the man himself. Man like Wolfie, you told me, I messaged you, I asked him, do you think Forest are in a title race? And he said yes. Obviously, you beat Southampton. Your fans were waving the wallets at the VAR referee as well. Proper shithousery. Love it. Talk to me, brother. What do you make with Forest right now?
Well, Forest are just cooking. Absolutely cooking. And no one saw this coming at the start of the season. Even me as a deluded one. I was thinking 8th. Yeah, I saw the preseason, the squad we were building, but I didn't think Chris Wood was going to go and bag 14 goals already this season. Elliot Anderson coming in, but it's our defense. And that's what I said to you the other week, Sam. Milenkovic and Murillo, absolute bricks. And I do make the argument that we have, pound for pound, the best defense in the league. Because one cost us 11 million, the other cost us 12 million. Einar, I think, is one of the best right backs in the league, free. Sells our keeper. He's just been ridiculous this season. Everything's been building from the back. And the key for me is that Nuno just knows what he is. He ain't going to try and copy Pep like Arteta does. He knows his style. He knows his philosophy. He's got the players in that he thinks will do the job. And it's working. Everyone kept saying to me, oh, you'll fall off, little purple patch. Now they're saying, oh, you're going to bottle it if it comes down to the wire. And then I'm hearing as well, oh, you'll fall off next season. So the narratives are changing, even with people trying to troll me on it. It's like, okay, so we're in this race because you're now talking about next season and, ignoring what's happening this year. And I'm just saying, like, you look at what we're doing in the transfer market now. There's all this speculation about Cunha coming to Forest. Couple with Visser as well. We put a bid in for him. And it tells me just how serious our owner is about pushing Forest for this title, because we may not be here next season. Yeah, so while you're here, fucking go for it, man. And that's Marinakis' attitude. He's a winner. He wants trophies. He wants, Forest to be where they should be. This ain't new for Forest. We've done this before. We've won the league. We've won the Champions League or the European Cup as it was back then. And we're coming into this title race with no pressure. No pressure. If Liverpool bottle it now, that's pressure.
Don't you think
Arsenal-
the Southampton game showed that there is a bit of pressure, though?
Oh, did you see the deflection on that first goal, man?
No,
Like-
I'm not saying the result. I'm saying towards the end, Forest hanging on like for their dear life at the end. You know that maybe the players are thinking about it a little bit. You have to be honest.
I don't think it. I'm not against the Southampton game. That one we should have been 4-1 up with the corrupt goddamn ref disallowing that goal for Milenkovic to make it 4-1. Corruptions. I mean, you saw what happened to us last season. We got
This is what the
fined.
Forest fans were doing to the VAR ref. They were like doing this.
Bro,
They're like,
yeah,
what? You want
exactly,
my credit
exactly.
card?
Yeah, because we saw what happened last season in the Everton match, to name one, but about 100 incidents. I think we will come again. This weekend is the big one because it's Bournemouth. We ain't beaten them since 2015. This will tell me where Forest are. If we beat Bournemouth, man, who've cooked Newcastle last week, away at their ground as well, then I'm seriously considering that Forest can catch you boys, because you got European football. We haven't. We're playing Saturday to Saturday pretty much every week. We haven't got other things. What are Liverpool going to be doing when they're, maybe in the quarterfinals or semi-finals in Champions League? Got Madrid, got maybe a big team in the Premier League. You can't afford to rest a player in there. When that pressure starts to come, we'll still be in that position where it's like, we're not expected to win this. No pressure. Give us European football. We're happy, but we will try. And I got all the United fans saying they're all Forest fans now and everyone else. I honestly, genuinely think we are more of a threat to Liverpool than Arsenal are right now. I genuinely think that. I don't think Arsenal have the stomach for a title race.
Let's go.
I don't think Arsenal have a stomach for a title race, and I'm being serious, man. This
And you guys do, Wolfie?
We don't know. We don't know, do we? Because we haven't been here. It's
He's
new.
saying Arsenal don't have
We have been here and we lost at the end.
Huh?
I love this game, man. It's second.
We have been here and we lost until the end.
I would like the fuck out of
Yeah, but you've never won, man. You've never won.
Yeah, but neither have you. What do you mean?
we have.
Neither have you.
We have.
No, you haven't. What do you mean?
We won the league before. We won Champions
We
League.
won. Okay, we won.
I know
we
you
won
guys
the
don't know
league
about
before as
European
well.
football and stuff,
we
but we've
won the
done
league
those.
before. Yeah, fair enough. When it comes to the Champions League, I won't talk to you. When it comes to the league, don't chat to me about that logic. We won the league.
Yeah, but no, I will talk to you about that logic, man, because you're going and resting on Wenger days, man, when you had a proper team, when you had proper standards.
And you're resting on Brian Clough days as well, which is
I am
like the
talking.
1970s.
No, your comparison is that you have been in 2 league title races and you bottled an 8-point lead and you couldn't get it over the line last year.
5 points.
5, 8, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. End of the day, you finish second, being 93% of the time at the top of the league.
Yes.
You don't have the stomach for this. And with Starboy Saka out, and you not replacing him in this window, your board is telling me that you guys are not serious about the title race. They're just happy to get the Champions League money next season. And we're level on
which
points
will be an easy win. I agree. We will not win the title. We will not. I don't even think we'll challenge till the end. I think like finishing second is for me like it's forget non-negotiable. I don't see any way another team could finish second above us, in my opinion. I could have seen City if City were close to us. I mean, they're kind of 6 points behind, but I feel like the gap is going to get bigger in the next couple of weeks. The reality is, Wolfie, like, I understand what you're saying about no pressure, this and that. I think you're making that same mistake Leicester thought they did a couple of years ago when they were comfortably third, no pressure whatsoever. They thought we're definitely going to win this. And 2 consecutive seasons, they bottled top 4 and got out towards the end. Because the reality is... No, but of course they didn't win the league. They won the league in 2016. I'm talking about like when they challenged for top 4.
And when they were in that run, was there pressure?
Of course. What do you mean? There was pressure to finish top 4.
Yeah, there was no pressure on them to win that league, was there? They were in a relegation battle the season before.
No. I'm not talking about the league. I'm not talking about the time they won the league.
They won the league. Yeah, you're putting in a different scenario to where we are in. You're not doing a like for like.
If you want me to do okay, I will do like for like just to make you happy. The season Leicester won the league, even though I think they deserved it, and I said it's an amazing achievement, no other big club was on form that season. You're not the problem for you now. Even if somehow you think you can finish above us, which you won't, you're not going to come close to Liverpool. That's the reality, because there's a big team that has been there, done that, has the quality players, has the stamina, has the squad depth and the bench to last throughout the season. The reality is for you, Wolfie, is Liverpool, even with 4 competitions, have more stamina to go till the end than you guys have in one competition. Because your
I'm not
players
saying
haven't done
Liverpool
that
aren't
before.
favourites. I'm not saying Liverpool aren't favourites. Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
not even saying
Liverpool are
favorites. I'm
favourites.
saying there is 0.000
What
chance
I am
you
saying
even come
here,
close to them.
what I am saying here is that
Hmm.
we are more likely to challenge them than you. That's what I'm saying.
I don't honestly, I don't even think you'll finish. I think you'll finish at
Football is
least
the
7
best
points behind
sport
us.
on the planet.
Really.
Football
And by
is
the way,
best
this is
sport on the
this is
planet.
someone who thinks our team is not doing well, and I still don't see us. I don't see you finishing less than 7 points behind us. Genuinely,
Where did you see us finishing 2 months ago?
Yeah, definitely not here. By the way, I still don't think you'll finish top 4.
Yeah, but
So
2
I
months
don't
ago,
know.
did you think we would be level on points with you 2 months down the line?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
but
so why should I validate your opinion?
But
then,
I
bro?
also didn't see Leicester being third a couple of years ago, and then they still bottled it. It happens. Like, yes, you are going through an amazing run. A lot of teams have done that, by the way. I didn't see Spurs going on 10 wins last season, or I don't know how much they did. 8 wins, 9, 1 draw, 1 defeat. They still finished 6th or 5th or God knows whatever the hell they finished. It happens.
You're still not comparing like for like, yeah. Because
How am I
what
not
are we looking
comparing?
to do? We're looking to strengthen in this window. Yeah, you're not. You're just sitting there happy with what you're doing. We're looking at this,
Until you
thinking this may be our
strengthen-
one shot, and we're gonna go
Until
for
you
it.
strengthen, we cannot discuss that, right? I'm discussing what
Agreed.
is actually happening right now.
Agreed.
What's
I agree.
happening right now is that I think we're level on points, if I'm not wrong, versus just the goal difference.
Yeah.
And you're gonna finish at least 7 because you have not been here before. I mean, I'm talking when I say you, I mean like your team, your manager. And when it comes to those last 10, 15 games, by the way, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's okay. You're having a very good season, way above expectations. But it is gonna hit you hard when it comes to March, April, maybe even end of Feb, and you play all those kind of games.
That's the expectation. That's the expectation. It might not happen, but that's the expectation.
Yeah, but the probability of it happening is a lot higher, in my opinion.
Well, we'll have to see how it plays out.
I don't know if you can say the probability of it happening is a lot higher. I think you can expect it to happen, but how can you say the probability of it happening is a lot higher? What do you mean by that?
Because we have seen other teams like Forest who have had such good runs around the top 4 at this period drop off towards the end. In fact, it's happened more often than not. Yes, there are teams like Aston Villa, Newcastle that actually lasted till the end and stayed in the top 4. The difference between those teams is I feel those teams were better prepared coming in, and it wasn't as much of a shock. Like, nobody was super shocked that Newcastle were challenging for top 4 2 seasons ago because they were spending, they were getting those kind of players. The same with Villa. If you remember, Villa went and made many signings, and people are like, damn, this team actually... A lot of people had predicted Villa to finish top 6 last season. So when they finished 4th, it wasn't like an ultimate shock. So I don't know. I think there's a bigger probability they don't finish in the top 4.
Just because Villa did what they did or Newcastle did what they did does not necessitate that we will do that. This is what I'm saying. You can't sit here and say categorically 0% chance it happens.
Top 4 or winning the league?
Even you're even saying that us finishing ahead of you. Yeah, we're level on points over halfway through the season.
Yeah, finishing ahead of us, I don't see any chance because I think Newcastle were a bigger danger to us 2 seasons ago to take over our spot second, and they couldn't do it. We finished way above them. I think Aston Villa had a better chance. In fact, Aston Villa by the end of December last season were ahead of us in the league, and we still finished, I think, maybe 15, 20 points ahead of them. I don't see. Yes, we won't be the same Arsenal. I agree. But I don't think you're as good as Aston Villa from last season or Newcastle from 2 seasons ago. Also, Hassam, you're on mute for some reason.
Sorry, there's a message here to Wolfie from the Arsenal fan. I'm going to read it in a second. Whitney, I've told you 100 times, hell will freeze before I get a Nunes or a Diaz jersey. It's never going to happen. So
even if they win you the league and Champions League this season.
If they win me the league.
Yeah, and let's say you're in the Champions League
final. That's like me saying Zinchenko wins you the league.
No, let's say you're in a Champions League final and you win 2-0 and Diaz scores both goals.
Who got the assist? Who got the assist?
Nunes.
No, that's too much of a crazy scenario. That's just not gonna.
Why? No, it's not.
Nunes.
Okay,
Nunes.
I'll flip it. Sorry. I'll flip it.
Yeah, but even then, that's silly because Diaz can't pass in the final third.
No. I'll flip it in a different way.
Nunes can't finish.
I'll say Nunes scores 2 goals, like how he did against Brentford. Diaz assists 1, or Trent Alexander-Arnold assists 1, and then Trent leaves to Real Madrid.
I'll get the Trent shot. Big up to AMT, who's an Arsenal fan, who says, let's talk about it during the last 10 games or less, see which team capitulates. He's responding to what Wolfie says. He thinks Forest are going to capitulate. Your statement, though, and I don't want to keep the guys for too long. I'll just end it on this, and I'll let you, of course, respond. Your statement of you think Forest are a bigger challenger than Arsenal, I need an explanation for it. Like, I want you to elaborate, expand, because you're essentially saying Arsenal are going to capitulate, but you're not. So what's your logic behind that?
My logic is Arsenal are so reliant on Saka. With him out this season, with not replacing him in this window, not bringing in a number 9, the reliance on the corners, the Stoke FC-ness of Arsenal is only one-sided now from Declan Rice's side, because Odegaard is not even putting in the corners that Saka was from that side. And their mentality,
You
which
went
comes
on the corner route. You're so shameless, Wolfie.
bro,
You're
I'm just
so
calling facts out. Odegaard does
We
hit the
still
first man on
scored
every
a
corner.
corner last game, no? Or not last game, the game before that.
Yeah, from what? Declan Rice's side, yeah?
Yeah, that's all we
Yeah.
need. By the
Odegaard,
way,
he's not replaced Saka's corners.
question, Wolfie, how many goals have you scored since Saka was out? Do you know, like in the last 3-4 games, do you know how many goals you've scored? I'm just
I don't know,
curious.
3 against Southampton, 3 against Wolves, about 9, 10.
Okay, because Arsenal have scored 5 against Palace, only 1 against Ipswich, 3 against
How many you
Brentford, 1
conceded?
against...
Because you know
Ast-
there's 2 goals on a goal pitch, yeah?
No, but you spoke about without Saka, we cannot score, right? How have we outscored you in the last few games?
No, I said you're reliant on Saka.
We're running.
Okay, so
a
how have
Forest
we
Arsenal comparison.
outscored you then without Saka, like in the last few games? I think we have outscored you. Let me
I
double
love
check.
football, man.
I don't know. Might want to double check that. We've got 3 in most of our last games, bro.
5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14. We've got 14 in our last 6. Let me check yours. Maybe we
Damn,
have
they're
more.
calling you a spicy Derby County. That's crazy.
Spicy Derby County. But yeah, that's while he's looking that up. That's why, man. I just don't think they got the bottle under Arteta, man. The
I
pressure's
don't.
too much.
Listen, I don't.
You could have called the Arsenal the spicy Spurs. See, I gave you a layup.
Listen. I don't think you can sit here right now and say you're more of a threat.
Yeah, we have
to
outscored you
Liverpool.
in those games.
I don't
By
think
how
you can
much?
sit here now and say you can say that. I don't think you can say that right now.
I cannot say what?
Okay,
I don't think
let's
Wolfie can say right now that they're more of a threat to Liverpool than Arsenal. I don't think that's
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. I agree.
let's look at
It's my feeling on it. It's my
Forest
After,
fixtures.
after the next 2 games, yeah, because Arsenal have got Wolves and Man City, right?
Mm.
If you win your next 2 games and Arsenal don't win their next 2 games, I'll understand. But right now, I still think now you have to still say Arsenal.
Okay, LB, let's take it a step further. This is who Forest plays before they play Arsenal. Bournemouth away, Brighton at home, Fulham away, Newcastle away.
Yeah.
If
which
they
is
win
good on-
those 4 headed into Arsenal, would you believe it then?
if Forest win the next 4 games, yeah. Regardless of what Arsenal do in the next 4, if Forest win the next 4 games, because these next 4 games are all winnable. Right, Brighton's obviously tough, yeah, but they're all winnable games. And if you're going for a league, you should be winning these games.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no, that could be tough. No, you win the fucking game. So if they win the next 4 games, that shows me that this pressure is not getting to them. And then, yeah.
I agree. I agree with that.
I actually agree with that. Because
do as
then
well.
that sets up Forest versus Arsenal.
Ooh,
At the City Ground, where we ended their title challenge 2 years
that's
ago
gonna be
when we were
Guys,
shit.
they have Newcastle away and Bournemouth. They're not even winning the next game against Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth
away.
is the hardest game. I agree with you. They're our bogey team. Newcastle, we beat them 3-1 at St James's last season, so we'll see how that
Last
goes.
season, they're a lot stronger this season. They're a lot stronger.
So are
this
we.
season.
So are we.
I love Wolfie's energy.
By the way, I wouldn't be surprised if you beat us at your ground. I genuinely would. So I'm not saying.
Don't stop putting a little.
I
little-
actually-
No, don't do
I
that,
know
Hassan.
you're back, right?
No.
Don't do that, you fuck.
Let me double down. Let me double down.
There's a little
We could
crack in
lose.
the old armor, though.
No. Let me double down. We could lose at your ground, and we'll still finish more than 5 points ahead of you. There you go. I'm
So you
saying
can't
we
even
could
just
lose
say
at
you'll
your
finish
ground.
ahead of us. You
and
want
we
to
will
put
still
points on
finish.
it as well, yeah?
Yeah, I'm putting
Alright.
points on it as well. We will finish
Ask
at
Liverpool how
least
they
minimum.
found playing us. man.
Assuming you really keep performing till the end of the season, we will finish at least 5 points ahead of you, at least.
So you think we
assuming you
keep
really
going
keep
as we're
performing.
doing? We are top of the form table. Yeah, we've won 7 out of our last 8. We're us and Newcastle, the only teams to win 6 games in a row. We had 5 clean sheets in a row. But you still think with your form, with your lack of consistency, I know you guys are
Wait, did you say
undefeated and
6
what
clean
have
sheets
you.
in a row? Didn't you lose? I said, didn't you win last game 3-2?
Yeah,
I
but
miss
we've had those.
Ah,
I'm
before
saying,
that.
in
Yeah,
this
before
in
that.
this
Okay.
streak.
Yeah, fair.
So
Yeah.
we're the form team. Until the facts change, I'm happy to put some chest out, man.
Let me ask LB quickly.
Fair.
LB,
That's fair.
Arsenal next 5 fixtures before Forest: Wolves away, City at home, Leicester away, West Ham at home. So
Wolves away, yeah.
Wolves away, City at
Okay,
home.
I reckon win, draw, win. Then what's the other two?
West
Then
Ham
they've
at
got
home.
West Ham win.
Win.
Then it's Forest away.
Loss. I think Forest win.
Yes, LB.
Yes, there you go then. There you go then. Hey, fair enough. Listen, on that note, we're gonna wrap up the stream. This has been by far the funnest thing. And in the words of LB, I swear I love this game. I cannot believe we brought a Forest fan, and the Forest fan is saying he's gonna challenge more than Arsenal, you guys. This is why this is the greatest sport ever. This is why this is the greatest sport of all time. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing on your way out. Please do make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Love every single one of you. Absolutely incredible people. Big up everyone who's shown us support, everyone who sent a super chat, everyone who liked. Let's get 300 likes. We're just 20 away. Let's hit it. Hit it on your way out. It's LB is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Forest Fan TV is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. And Ashraf Talks Ball is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. I'm going to be back later tonight, inshallah, for Zubimendi Hate Watch. Forza Lazio per sempre. Fuck you, Real Sociedad. You have earned an enemy forever. Today, the pizza
on,
will beat the
Zubimendi.
paella. I am ready for that game right there. Forza Lazio. Anyway. This stream's gonna take you over to Dan Potts' channel. You get me, Football 12th Man, because we're raiding him. Spam his chat with Hussam Raid. Nothing crazy. Just spam Hussam Raid. I don't want to spam Havertz and stuff. Just piss him off. Because you know how Dan Potts, his face turns red and shit when he gets mad. So yeah, just spam Hussam Raid in his chat. Love you all, and see you guys later, man. Peace out.